Hello there, I'm Dave Dickens. Now for the Great Guitar Build Off 2021 I'm going to be building a semi-acoustic guitar with electric pickups concealed within the body. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me, so why don't you come and join me. Let's get going. Hello and welcome to the second episode of my entry into the Great Guitar Build Off 2021. Now in this episode I'm going to be working on the body of the guitar, and before I start I've hit an issue. Now then, if you've watched any of the previous sort of off-camera videos you'll know I've made this fixture to help me bend the sides. Now then, I'm concealing the pickups inside the guitar, and the problem with that is the pickups are about 25mm deep. My fixture here is 36mm, and that doesn't leave enough room for all the jiggery pokery that I've got to do to get the pickups inside the guitar. So what I need to do is to make this bigger, and the way I'm going to do that I think is just to put some pieces in between these pieces. So I'm not going to try and do the whole shape again, I'm just going to try and expand this out a little bit more. I've cut some spacers from this material which is about 6mm thick, so what I'll do is I've cut holes in it so it helps me line up the top and the bottom. So just place those over the holes. Okay, now very carefully screw the top all the way down, hopefully picking up all the holes. These screws are a little bit long, so I'm going to have to just file the ends off. Okay, so now I've got a template which is just under 50mm, so that's more like it. So I'm hoping that that's going to do the job. I'm going to make the sides from this piece of sycamore, so I'm going to cut a strip off this just over 50mm wide, and then cut some veneers or thin pieces for the sides off that. So now I've got 5 pieces that I can use for the side of the guitar. Hopefully these are going to be fine. They're all, they're all just over 3mm thick. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get them to bend, but we're going to have to find out. Now I just need to see if I can get this horrible double-sided sticky tape off this board. I've also cut some clamping blocks out of the offcuts from the template so that I can clamp the bent wood into place once I bent it. So I'm going to have a go at bending some wood. Now I'm using a homemade bending iron which I've made out of some galvanised pipe with some electronics in the box, and I'll put a link below to the video to show you how I made this thing. Now somebody commented to me that if you get galvanised pipe very hot it will give off a poisonous gas. Now I believe the temperature has to be in excess of 200 degrees centigrade, although I can't absolutely confirm that. what I do know is that this has got a 60-watt bulb in it, so it's only going to go up to about the temperature of boiling water, 100 degrees. It's not going to go any hotter than that. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to wear a mask when I'm doing the bending. So you just need to be aware of that. Ideally, make it out of an alternative steel that doesn't give off a gas when it gets hot. The sections I did a couple of days ago look pretty good, so that's really positive. I've got one more bend to do. It's quite a tight bend around this piece here, so I'm going to have a go. Whew. Well, I have to say that was a difficult bend because it sort of really doubled back on itself, but I managed to do that. And the iron, well, it's only gone up to 82 now, so just shows you, doesn't it? You don't need it that hot. This sycamore is also really easy to bend. Okay, well, I'll put this to one side. Yeah, I've done a bit of over bending there. It's a bit too much, that bit there, but hopefully I can pull that back. What I need to do is to screw this frame together now so that I can work on the guitar inside. Okay, having reviewed this, I'm really happy with the way the top's gone. That looks really good. I just need to sort out the way the joints hold up together there. I'm happy with that piece. I'm not happy with this piece. I made a mistake. I overbent it and I'm not happy with it at all. So I think I'm going to have another go at this piece with another piece of wood. Now I've bent the sides of the guitar and I've got them settling in the frame, so I'm going to leave them for a few days just to settle down before I do any more work with those. Now then, what I do need to sort out is how I'm going to support all the structure of this guitar. Now then, I'm going to be concealing pickups within the body, and I've talked about this in a bit more detail in the last episode, episode 4 of My Guitar Ideas. But essentially the pickups are going to be mounted on a platter that's going to slide in from the back of the guitar through the centre. So I need to create a channel in the middle of the guitar, and to do that I need to know how much the front and the back are going to arch. I've marked 2 lines on my curved deck to represent where the sides of the channel has got to go that will hold the platter that holds the pickups. So what I need to do is to work out what the curvature is at that point. So I'm going to place that there, and with this piece of scrap wood just mark the shape on this scrap. Okay, that's just the job. Okay, so now I've got the shape. Now I need to work out the height of the body. So the combination of measuring and using this offcut, I'm hoping that I've come up with a template here that is going to be the right size to make these central beams, if you like, that will form the side of the channel that the pickups will go into. Basically what I've done, I've taken some of the top material, put that together, so that's simulating the top and the bottom. I've also allowed for the fact that I'm going to need to sand some of this down because there's a gap underneath there, so that needs to be shaped a little bit. I'm hoping that between that and the sanding we should have the right size here, but of course I'm not going to know until I sand this all down, but we'll have to see. Now I want to sort out the back of the guitar, and I've cut out these sheets of ankle from the block that I had and put them through the thicknesser. So they're just probably about 3mm thick, just a bit under. I need to glue them together. I don't have any long sort of sash clamps, so I'm wondering whether this fixture that I made for holding the body firm will actually also double up as a veneer clamp. Before I do that, I need just to plane the edges, get them nice and smooth, so I'm going to do that first. I've had to make a couple of modifications to this fixture just to allow me to clamp these two together, but I think it's going to do the job. I've planed one edge so it's nice and flat. I've got some marks on this where it went through the thicknesser and it ripped a bit of tear out. It's not too bad on the other side, which is what's going to be on the outside, so hopefully I can sand it off once it's all glued. It looks like quite a good join there, so time to get the glue. Just going to use this candle to rub a bit of wax on this paper in the middle, just to stop the glue sticking to it, hopefully. I've never actually glued such thin tops together, so I'm hoping this is going to be okay. Okay, time for the biscuit tin, or chocolate tin I should say. Okay, let's see if we can clamp this up. Well, it looks reasonable. I'm just going to have to set this to one side and leave it overnight. In a previous video I made this kerfing cutting jig for use on the mitre saw, and in my excitement I cut loads and loads of kerfing all of which is pretty useless because it's too deep. So I need to cut some more. I'm going to use sycamore because my experience with the wood bending has shown me that sycamore bends really easily. So I think it's going to make an ideal material for the kerfing. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this down to 9mm deep and plane it down to 8mm. Okay, so I've set the depth stop here so it leaves about 2mm underneath the slot. Now then, I've got to be careful. If I go down too hard with the chop saw, it goes deeper, so I need to be quite controlled when I do it. So I'm going to have a go at a piece. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I think I can use some heat to actually bend this as well, so that's going to be okay. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this piece. Now I'll be honest, I know what I need to do, I just don't know how to do it. The thing I'm finding difficult about this is trying to cope with the fact that not only has the guitar got curves all the way around it, it's also got this contoured back and top, and it's trying to get my mind round all of the measurements of what's going to happen in the middle there. And I've got these pieces of wood which I cut yesterday from this template that I've made for this central beam. There's going to be one on each side, so to create a channel to allow me to put the pickups in. And so the offcuts of that are giving me an idea of what's going to happen in the middle there. That's going to be slightly high. The arch top is not very deep, but it's just slight. It's just enough. So it's just getting my head round all these different sizes. I think I'm just going to have to just take it one step at a time. Well folks, I think I'm going to leave you in suspense. And in any good thriller, you know the plot usually involves someone sticking their neck out and then a body turns up and the detective usually hasn't got a clue. So I'm afraid you're going to have to keep watching to see how this all plays out. I have no idea what we're going to end up with at the end of this series of videos. I was rather hoping to have finished the neck and finished the body, but I haven't got there. Just want to say the music in this video was produced on a couple of guitars, the olive and walnut guitar and the semi-acoustic guitar, which this guitar is based on. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notify button and hit the like button if you like it. Stay safe and I'll see you soon.